Hello, I'm Gil Zilkha. Welcome to my channel, Essential Classical Music, where we look at the best recordings of the classical music repertoire. This video is taken out of my larger video on the major solo piano works. I hope you enjoy it. Now we come to one of the pillars of classical music, the Well-Tempered Clavier. This was a work that, it's not only a great work, it's gigantic. It's both sets take as long as a Wagner opera. So it's heavy slogging if you want to hear it all at once. But it really was influential. You'll see as we go in this video how many composers were influenced by, first of all, the idea of having 24 works that are in each of the 24 major and minor keys. In this case, Bach starts in C major and then he keeps going up a half step. So each work is a prelude followed by a fugue. And then he's got 24 of those, and that's book 1. And then 20 years later, he did the same thing, and that was book 2. And it's for one thing also I want to mention about these works is he inscribed it as something like for the edification of the piano student. He really saw it as something that it's pure music. There's nothing that he's trying to communicate in terms of, you know, a lost love or something like that, or something philosophical. It's just pure music that is written with this wonderful logic and proportion, and just for the enjoyment of piano students. He probably didn't think that someone nearly 300 years ago, 300 years later, would be holding up CD recordings. So it's a little different than probably what he envisioned, but it really is a wonderful set of works. And to start off, I want to recommend a recording from the mid-'80s, Andra Schiff. And this recording it's not as flashy or individual as some. It's more sort of the natural interpretation. Wonderful balance, beautiful tone, wonderfully poised, not too flashy, but everything's just really gorgeous. And well proportioned, and I think that's a great way to know this piece. It is such, it's a marathon, right? It's not a race. So I think especially for long listening, this is an excellent way to get to know the work. However, if you want to go now to the more individual side of things, I have to mention, of course, this famous recording from the early 70s, Slav Richter. This one's just oozing with artistry and personality. Richter was always a very probing, thinking musician, but a real genius as well. So you get wonderful contrasts, wonderful dynamics. It's very exciting as well as beautifully ruminative as well. So this is an excellent complement to the Schiff recording. I would say that for early 70s, it's not quite the quality of sound that you might expect. It's a little bit fuzzy, the sound, and it's not ideally clear and nice, but you get used to it. One oddity is that there are some bird sounds at some point. Apparently they were in the studio, so you might think you're listening to Radovara's bird concerto, but nope, there's just some birds that apparently escaped. So just something you get used to as you listen. Now, a more recent recording, this one is from 2008, that is more towards the Schiff side of things, more natural and flowing. That's Angela Hwitt. Really a beautifully delicate, sensitive interpretation that really brings the beauty of the music to the fore. Wonderful tone, beautifully recorded, very sumptuously recorded. So this is, again, one of those sort of natural interpretations that allows the greatness of the music to come out. And then I want to also mention another piano recording from the 80s. This is from 1984, and this is with Tatiana Evva, a great champion of this work, a work that was really close to her heart. And this one is very strong. It's very clear, somewhat assertive, but also very sensitive and artistic at the same time, and just a really wonderful interpretation that again allows the logic of the work to just do its thing as you're listening, for hours upon hours. So a very good sound quality as well. Now, let's talk about harpsichord versions. The first one I'm going to talk about is, like the Schiff, it's a sort of not too flashy, very sort of natural, more straightforward, but with flexibility and very artistic as well. This one is from 1983. This is with Kenneth Gilbert, and it just has a beautiful sound, just very full and nice and deep. Just a really good recording to play for people if they're not used to the harpsichord, perhaps. Just a really strong sound, and it just allows you to really luxuriate in the greatness of this work. So that you can't go wrong with that one. I also have to mention Helmut Valka. We're going to talk about Valka more as we go along. This is from the early 70s, also very well recorded, also a really good, nice, full sound. This is on Deutsche Grammophon. He did also record one for EMI, I think it was a few years earlier, and interpretively, they're not too different. I do prefer the fullness of the sound on this one. And Valka, he was sort of on the keyboard a little bit like Klemper, the conductor. Very granitic, very disciplined, a little bit on the slower side quite often, but this sort of mesmerizing effect. It's sort of like this relentless artistry that just stays disciplined and is very mesmerizing, especially in a piece like this. Just a really concentrated, really wonderful interpretation that you wouldn't want to be without either. And then going back a few years earlier for another great harpsichord version, we have Vonda Landowska. This comes in 2 RCA issues. I don't know if they've repackaged it or not, but you've got book 1 and book 2. This is from the late 40s and early 50s, so it's a little bit better recorded than her 30s recordings of the Goldberg variations. It's still somewhat dim, somewhat clangy sounding. You won't have the beauty of the Gilbert version, but it's a wonderful interpretation, very illuminating, very insightful. It's also very disciplined and grounded, but she's got wonderful fingerwork and imagination, and really identified with Bach's music. So this is also one of those iconic versions as well. And then I want to mention a couple more, going back again to the piano. This one is with Samuel Fineberg, Russian pianist, recorded in the late 50s, early 60s. Not as ideal as you would expect from that time. It's kind of dim, not ideally full. But it isn't unpleasant, and you get used to it. And the interpretation is just wonderful. It's somewhat on the romantically phrased side, somewhat warm, flexible tempos, but it's really done with great musical judgment, wonderful artistic insights, just really gorgeous, and puts you under the spell of this work. This is maybe if I had to choose one go-to version, this might be it, although I wouldn't want to be without any of these, but this is really wonderful. And then I also have to mention this one from the 30s with Edwin Fiser. This is an old gramophone classic, if anything even more in the romantic tradition. It's a real tour de force of fingerwork virtuosity, plays some parts really fast, but then also this wonderful delicacy and use of color and imagination. He was such a wonderful artist, and this is one that you at least have to hear if you love the Well-Tempered Clavier, even if maybe the romantic tradition is not your cup of tea. It's just got so much character and imagination, and very illuminating. Fairly clear sound. It's got some hiss, but for the time, it's fairly clear, and you get used to it after maybe 2 or 3 hours. Thanks for watching. I wish you all a great day and happy listening.